classmates, the members of the class of 1987. Cherish yesterday, live today, dream tomorrow. That's the motto of the class of 1987. The entire class selected it. For the first time in 4 years, we actually agreed on something. It was an astounding feat for my class. We could never seem to agree on anything at all. We all have good memories of high school, and bad ones too. But now, my class is departing from high school. All we seem to remember are all the good times. At the thought of leaving behind all the memorable times, the bad times do not appear as near as tragic as they were when they occurred. We all have memories of yesterday's past that we will always cherish. The yesterdays are just that, the past. Life continues on. We have plans in different directions to go. We all share a common goal, though, to live life to its fullest. My class has always had a great deal of enthusiasm and been rather lively. I see no obstacles standing in the way of my classmates living life to its utmost, one day at a time. While living our todays, we all have dreams of how our tomorrows will be. With a bit of luck and diligent effort, we will secure our dreams of tomorrow, making them the realities of today. Even though our class motto is brief, it contains a great deal of wisdom. Cherish yesterday, live today, dream tomorrow. I sincerely hope that we may forget the words, but we will never forget the meaning.
Our speaker this evening graduated in the class of 1977 from Thomson High School. He attended Blackhawk College in Moline, where he studied vocal and instrumental music for 2 years and was listed his sophomore year in who's who in American junior colleges. He continued his education at Augustana College in Rock Island, where he studied theater as well as performing in plays, musicals, operettas, and operas, and completed his Bachelor of Arts degree in 1982. His jobs since that time have included newscasting for WVIK-FM in Rock Island, TV sales, and managing a retail pipe and tobacco shop. His pursuits in the arts have included directing the Quad Cities Men's Chorale, serving on the board of the trustees of Friends of Lincoln Center for the Arts in Bettendorf, and spending 8 years with the Gilbert and Sullivan Theater and Repertory Society of the Quad Cities, which included at various times singing, assistant directing, and participating on the board. The past 2 summers, Dan, who was a tenor, was an apprentice artist with the Des Moines Metro Opera. Last summer, he was seen in the world premiere of The Tempest, televised by Iowa Public Television, and also performed the role of Bardolph in Varday Falstaff. At present, he has just completed a 5-month tour of over 180 performances in Iowa schools with the Des Moines Opera's new educational touring company, Opera Iowa.
teachers at school or at church, and your peers, both in and out of school. You haven't had time to deal with questions like, where should I go? When should I go? And what should I wear to go? The answers have all been given by somebody else. Just like tonight, how many of you, if you were free to choose what you were going to wear to this important and joyous event in your life, would pick out a hat like the one you've got on? Now I realize that there is undoubtedly some great traditional and symbolic meaning concerning the wearing of the mortarboard, which I've forgotten or never knew, and I don't wish to belittle that. I just point out that the choice was made for you. I point that out because tomorrow things are going to change. Starting tomorrow, more than ever, you will have your own voice and be responsible for your own actions, and you will choose how to live your life within your own situation. Now, if you're still living at home tomorrow, your parents may offer a contrary opinion, so go slow. You are going to be making decisions. Big decisions, small decisions. And through the process of making those decisions, you will get to know yourself as never before. Because more and more, you will be considering what you yourself think and feel concerning an issue, and less about what your parents think, or what your teacher thinks, or what your friends think about that issue. And as you get to know yourself better, it is my hope for each one of you that you not only build a friendship and respect for that person in the mirror with all their strengths and weaknesses, but that you give that person a chance. I hope you will give yourself a chance to pursue your dreams. Whatever your interests are, give yourself a chance to explore them. We are so blessed to live in a country where so many opportunities exist, where we have the freedom to pursue such diverse ways of life. Perhaps you would like to own your own business, be it farming, or a restaurant, or a health club, or a clothing store, or you name it. Pursue that interest. If you enjoy working with computers, or making numbers balance at the bottom of a page, or if you like working with your hands, there are careers to be built. Maybe the thought of helping people appeals to you. That covers a lot of ground. It could be in healthcare or medicine, education or politics, communication or the church, or many others. Wherever it leads you, go for it. You may never be in a situation again where you have so many options. So why not do it? Find out all you can about what it might take to make that dream of yours a reality. That might mean some investigation through printed sources, in addition to contacting people who are already doing it. And if it still sounds like it's worth it for you, start towards your goal. Your dream may require additional education in the form of college or trade school. Maybe you will need a little time to realize for yourself what it is you want. I have a college friend in Dubuque who told me during our senior year in college he was going to pursue his dreams after graduation, and he did. Joe is a fireman for the city of Dubuque and a very happy man. While I was a senior at Augustana, I worked part-time as a newscaster for the public radio station in Rock Island. I worked with Pat Stout, the station's news director, who besides being intelligent and articulate, had a remarkable ability to analyze events and present them in a concise, unbiased manner. I recall a day we had preempted our regular noon newscast to broadcast a live press conference from Washington, which was coming to us via satellite. Now, I forget exactly which government official was resigning that day, but I do remember the NPR correspondent was starting the broadcast with some background information for the radio audience prior to the actual meeting, when the satellite link was lost. Just dropped out completely. For the next 7 to 10 minutes, Pat, joined by the station manager, Don Wooten, gave an extemporaneous summary of the news events of the days before as they pertained to the person who called the meeting. And eventually the network was regained and the press conference much more sense to learn from all experiences, good and bad, and make the challenges and obstacles in your path stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks. If you are thinking of continuing your education at a college or university, let me say that's wonderful. I enjoyed it on the whole, and it was a logical step in my career pursuit, and I recommend it. I recommend higher education to anyone so inclined. But be apprised that the step from Thomson High School into, I would be willing to say,
1987 saluted. Two members of our graduating class now would like to make a special presentation.
On behalf of the class of 1987, I'd like to give a small token of our appreciation to our class sponsor, Mrs. Deborah Mandenhall. It's about time we gave you something besides frustration. It's been a long 4 years. But I am sad to see all these people leaving. I really have grown attached to them. They were my first class, which makes it even harder. And probably the most challenging one. But I'm glad to see all are graduating. Thank you very much.
It is my pleasure at this time to present names of 34 young people who have completed all of the requirements of the Illinois State Board of Education and established by the Board of Education and are now ready to receive their diplomas signifying graduation from high school. So at this time I'd like to present the class of 87 to Mr. Gerald Bauer, President of the Board of Education, for the presentation of diplomas.
Would the first row please stand? Todd R. Hartman. Gerald L. Getz. Teresa M. Schleining. Leo E. Hathaway, Jr. Kimberly Joe Howard. Jeffrey H. Head. Josette L. Cole. Anthony W. Salvin. Jody Danelle Smith. Brett Hamilton. Everett E. Lachelle, Jr. First row, please be seated. Second row, please rise. Leanne Heidi Apple. Thomas J. French. Anya Gay Mannanen. Mark L. Gingenbach. Terry A. Edwards. Robert Michael Hass. Jennifer Irene Renee Harmon. Row 2, please be seated. Third row, please rise. James S. Reed. Michael D. Sterrett. Scott C. Huguenin. Andrea K. Hickey. Derek Allen Etnier. Tammy Sue Khan. Patrick H. Kennedy. Teresa Ann Hebler. Michael E. Nichols. Dennis Paul Dugan. Donald W. Pauley. For the class of 1987, please rise for final recognition of their accomplishments. We wish you the best of